Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to our coffee chat. Woo! Monday, November. First Monday in November. That's insane.
Second last month of 2020. We're almost done.
It's crazy. I was actually just talking to a client of mine, and we do the habit tracker that she actually introduced me, this one I really like, back in January. And I'm like, I got to order a new one because I only have 2 months left. It's crazy. I love it though, because when you get to go back and look and be like, oh, look at that. January was this, February, and then March hit, and then it was like, I'm like, oh.
What?
And then it's like, oh, life happens. That's for sure. Anyways, guys, welcome. Happy Monday. We're super excited. November is a brand new month, which we are all about brand new months. Hello, Denise. Happy Monday. I know, can't believe it's November. Some of you guys have been hit pretty hard with some November weather though. Oh my gosh, on Facebook, I'm seeing snow like piles of it.
Not here. It is a beautiful 13 degrees Celsius this morning in Airdrie. So it was lovely. The kids were literally, in November 2nd, the kids are walking to school with no jackets.
That is pretty exciting.
However, we are expecting 10 centimeters of snow on Saturday. So...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, exactly. Welcome. But I know like in Pennsylvania and Michigan, somewhere in Minnesota, I saw some snow and they were like, they're calling for 2 to 3 inches and it ended up being like 9. She has like her measuring tape in there and I'm just like,
oh my goodness.
Yes. November brings snow. Well, and I love you actually asked the question yesterday, and if you haven't seen it, go back and answer it about Christmas, right? Because a lot of people is like, Happy Halloween, and then Happy Christmas, like the very next day. But in Canada, there is Novembrance Day, so that's November 11th. In America, obviously, there's Thanksgiving, which is towards the end of November. So when do you guys get excited about Christmas? For us, it's always, I've had to push my kids off.
Oh.
We don't celebrate any of those things, obviously, because we're in Mexico. But December 1st, Christina, you look like you were confused for a second.
No, you were like breaking up for me, but I don't know if you are for everybody. But for me, it's like it got really rainy, and you're like.
I was a robot.
A little bit robot-y.
But yeah, so December 1st is kind of our cutoff when we start kind of celebrating. So I'm curious to know, what about you guys? You didn't answer your own question.
No, so I've always said the Christmas tree needs to wait until the most important day of the year to go up. So the most important day of the year, of course, is November 14th, which is my birthday. Yeah. Right. So that was always my rule. But then Dallas comes along and he's like, December 1st. And he's like super strict about December 1st. So we've we've been together for just over 3 years, and every year I sneak it like a day earlier. So I always want to put my tree up because my kids go to their dad's house every other weekend. So I always try to put the tree up when the kids are gone because I don't want them to have to put the decorations on it because then it looks terrible. So not that I'm a control freak, but I'm totally a control freak.
No.
So this year, I think it'll be the 28th or 29th of November will be the tree up day. So like I said, every year it gets like just a day earlier. And Dallas just sits there and like cringes at it. So we're like December 1st. But yesterday I was on Facebook and I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing loads of people putting their Christmas trees up. And then in our neighborhood, even like lots of people putting their lights up, which it makes sense in like an Alberta way to put your lights up right now when it's plus 13 Celsius out. But even if I could convince Dallas to put the lights out now, there's no way he would turn them on. So then it would be the daily battle of me turning them on and turning them off. So we'll see. He says yesterday, he's like, I would rather put them up in -20 than have them up in November. And I'm like, you're such a Scrooge.
I get told all the time that I'm such ball humbug because I don't want to go earlier than December 1st. But I think it's 2020. There's no rules this year. No. I think there's somebody who's like, I put my Christmas tree up in July. I'm like, okay, like let's just do it.
Yeah, whatever brings you joy, just do more of that, right?
That's what it's all about.
So today we're actually talking kind of twofold, but the same topic. So we're talking about making changes. And so Lindsay and I have some changes that are actually coming to this coffee chat. So that's kind of where this started. But we wanted to talk about how you implement changes into your life. And without just, recreating the whole wheel and doing everything different and stripping down everything that you're currently doing and changing it all, we're going to talk just a little bit about making small changes and then, doing a little bit more and then a little bit more and then a little bit more to get to where you're at. And when do you even know it's time to make changes? So, of course, we're talking about it in terms of our coffee chat, but we're also talking about it in terms of your journey, your fitness, your nutrition, your mindset, all of those things. So when is it time to make a change? When do you know that something needs to be different? And how long should you give it?
Yeah, well, and in Christina's case, it's how she slowly gets her Christmas December 1st a little bit sooner each time. It's in baby steps, right? Baby steps. And
November that's what it's coming. It's someday.
As soon as her birthday's over, you're just going to see like Christmas everything. And she'll be like, if I can't do it on the house, I'm going to do it to myself. There'll be sweaters and stuff. But changes are one of those things, right? What we actually see most often in the bariatric community, as well as, let's be honest, in the health and wellness industry, is that change happens all the time, rapid fire, let's do it, that's not working, try it again, let's try something else. And ultimately, you're just putting yourself in a worse situation, because the more you change, the less likely your body has time to adjust or change with it or figure out what's going on, readjust, right? If you think about like the balancing act, right, you have to kind of figure out what's going to work. But if you're constantly changing, it's doing this. And so we really want to look at when is a good time to change. And our kind of rule of thumb is at 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks is kind of a time for us to implement some changes. Try, see, evaluate, reevaluate, assess, reassess, and then if things aren't going as well as you want them to, after that assessment, look at what that is. And what often happens when we're working with people one-on-one, whether we're working within our Bariatric Transformation Academy, is it's not that everything needs an overhaul. It's that it's 1 or 2 small pieces that need a bit of a change versus an entire overhaul. So Christina, talk about nutrition for very specific on that point.
Yeah, so again, lots of the times people are like, I just have to change everything. I need to go back to liquids is the one we hear all the time, which you've heard Lindsay and I rant about that a million times, so I won't rant about that. But people are always like, I need to cut sugar. I need to do this. I need to start eating more vegetables. I need to get my protein up. I need to do all of these things. And honestly, it's too overwhelming and you don't stick with it. And that's why you're not doing it right now. So instead, you need to take a look at your entire nutrition and be like, what is not working right now? So, we're 2 days away, or 2 days out of Halloween here. So let's be honest, most of us have Halloween candy in our house at this point. So maybe you need to get that sugar monkey off your back. And you're like, okay, this is something that I genuinely need to work on right now. I need to work on getting rid of that processed sugar and stopping eating that. So that's where I'm going to focus. That's the one change that I'm going to spend the month of November really working on. So what are some things I can do to support that change? So that's one kind of project, but you're going to have some little mini habits that go along with that project. So maybe it's you're going to try eating more fruit to get some natural sugars in. Maybe it's you're going to drink more water so that you feel more satisfied. Maybe you're going to clean your pantry so that your little Halloween treats aren't right at eye level every time you open it. Maybe you're going to get the ice cream out of your freezer, whatever it is. And maybe you're going to make yourself some little pouches of nuts and seeds so that you have healthy snacks laying around. So you have some micro habits that are going to support that big change that you want to make, which is getting rid of the sugar. So that would be something that you could do, that you're like, okay, the sugar is something that's actually contributing to me not getting enough protein because I end up eating sugary, junky snacks instead of good, healthy snacks. So it's like, it's sort of working with a couple different things in there. So that's a way that you could make a change. But if a client ever comes to me and says, okay, Christina, I need to lower my calories, I need to increase my protein, I need to cut back on sugar, I need to increase my water, I need to do all of these things, I almost always say, stop. We're not going to do all of those things. It's just not possible. We're going to work on small, manageable changes. And then once you've mastered those, then we can maybe work on the next thing. So again, we're in a fresh month right now. We're in November. What is that one nutrition thing that you really want to focus on this month? And why are you not mastering it right now? So what is it about right now that it's been like, okay, there's a reason why I'm eating too much sugar, because I have too much of it in my house. So if I don't have it in my house, I won't eat it, or because I'm not getting my other needs met, or because I'm under a lot of stress, or whatever reason, but kind of think about, and that's your assessment phase of things. That in our toolkit program, we actually have the assessment, the adjustment, and the action plan are all in there so that you can implement those for every little habit that you go to change, that go use that program every single time. So when you're making those adjustments, and start small and then master that small thing and then move to the next thing. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to conquer one massive thing every single time. So then what about fitness?
Yeah, so well, fitness and I mean self-care and support. I mean, all of them have the exact same philosophy, guys. Is that assessment piece really becomes a huge part of it, right? So currently, what are you doing? Currently, what are you not doing? And looking at those two. And I've talked a little bit about: is it easier to do something new into your world, or is it easier to take something away from your world? And honestly, it depends on the person. I put a poll in our group for Your Bariatric Transformation Academy a few months ago, and it was almost split 50-50, right? I feel like it's easier for me to take something away from my current world. And a lot of people felt like it was easier to implement something new into their current world. So that is going to depend strictly on you. So always just kind of look at how things have been for you in the past. Was it easier to stop eating sugar or stop eating, whatever? Or was it easier to add a little bit more protein or increase my walk by 10 minutes or whatever? So once you know that about yourself, then you can turn around and be like, okay, when my assessment is done, where am I at? So for example, if you're currently walking and that is your mode of movement at the moment, that is amazing. Excellent. What is it that you'd like to move on top of that? Would you like to go a little bit longer? Would you like to maybe add a few pickups in there so that you're working more in that HIIT style where it's that high intensity interval training? Would you like to maybe slow it down a little bit? And people are like, what? If you ever looked at your doohickey, if you have one, and you're walking and doing hills and you're pushing your heart rate might be too high. So maybe slowing it down a little bit. So again, looking at the different areas and making those small changes. In our program right now, Your Bariatric Transformation, we're doing a 50-day habits challenge. And you've probably heard us talk about it already, but one of the things that people are saying is that they're small enough habits that it doesn't feel like it's taking over their world. Right. And I think that's a really big one, because in the past, our challenges have been like, here's it is. These are great. We love them. We love challenges. But what happens at the end of the challenge is then everything just goes back to normal.
People are burned out.
Right. What we're really focusing right now, and it's funny because I was saying this on our mindset coaching call last week, I was like, I almost wish we had called this challenge the after 50 days challenge, because that ultimately is what our goal is. It wasn't about the 50 days. It wasn't about what can I do every single day to move me closer to my goal. It was actually, what can I do every single day for the next 50 days? It turns into such a habit, like brushing my teeth, like eating my coffee. That wouldn't work. Drinking my coffee, right? Those things are already part of your day.
My cup of fall.
Yeah, Christina called it a cup of fall this morning. I'm like, I don't understand. What does that mean? She's like, I don't know.
It's mapley flavor. It feels warm and like the trees are hugging me. I don't know.
But yeah, so it's finding those little things that you can continue to do past our 50 days, and just in life in general, that you do on a daily basis that don't even feel like work anymore. It just feels like part of your everyday. Meditation is a big one for me. I used to have that in my habit tracker every single month. This one that we were just talking about, where I would look at my habit tracker and it'd be like, meditate, meditate, meditate. And in the last 2 months, I haven't even bothered to put it in there. Why? Because it's not a habit I need to track anymore. It becomes it's the only way I can fall asleep. So I use it every single day, unless I'm so tired I fall asleep with my phone in my hand, which I did on Saturday, by the way. Not a good habit to come into, but it does happen sometimes. So it's finding those little things in all areas of your life. But here's the most important thing, and we've stressed this over and over and over again. You can't change everything at once. Right? We see people come either into our programs, to our one-on-one clients, or to the audits that we do for fitness and nutrition for some of these different programs that we offer. And they're just like, blah, 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 blah. Now I want to change everything. And both Christina and I are the same way. We're like, no, we don't focus on everything. And the truth is, we know it doesn't work. We also know that it won't be possible without feeling completely overwhelmed and out of control.
It's just not sustainable.
It's just not sustainable. So we stop it right at the beginning. And we have had a few people say like, I don't think this is right for me. And we're like, it's okay that it's not right for you. But we promise you what you have been doing isn't working. And now we're asking you to trust in us, especially if you're brand new. You've got to learn to trust us a little bit. Trust in us that we know what we're talking about. We know what we're saying. And unfortunately, all or nothing doesn't work. All at once doesn't work. Changes as a monster doesn't work, right? When we look at our big monster of whatever we want to do, trying to change all of it at once doesn't work. So we want to kind of take it into small pieces.
And honestly, guys, we live this every day in every area of our lives. So we live this in our fitness and nutrition when we decide to make changes in our own programs. Unless there's something that's actually physically making you ill, is what I did want to add about nutrition. So For instance, I have a dairy intolerance. And when I first learned about it, I had to immediately get rid of all of that. When my dairy stuff got bad, it was like that had to instantly get out of my diet. So that wasn't a small, manageable change. It wasn't like, oh, I'll just have a little less. It was like, no, this is literally making me sick every single day. So if you're eating something that's making you ill, don't keep doing that. Don't continue to give it like more chances. If you're eating something that's like, you know, upsetting your stomach or making you have breakouts or like anything like that, like something that's just not agreeing with your body, then get rid of it. Same with in terms of fitness. If you're doing jump squats every day and your knees are buggered to shit, don't keep doing jump squats. Stop immediately. So those ones are not small changes. Sometimes you need to completely stop something because it's not serving you. And that's another way that when you decide if something needs to change, think about, are you happy in your journey right now? Are you happy with where you're at? Are these the results that you want to continue to get? And if you're not happy, or if you're just a little bored, or if you're like, nah, you know, I'm having a slow regain, like I'm not really, you know, I'm not regaining 10 pounds a month, but I'm regaining 1 or 2, and you know, that's kind of not where I want to be. And so maybe I do need to change something. So think about why you're wanting to change something first. But if you're happy in your journey right now and you're like, you know what, I'm enjoying the foods that I'm eating, I'm enjoying the way that I'm moving my body, and I'm not really that committed to change, then any change that you implement isn't going to work, because you need to have a reason for that change, that your why needs to be powerful. So in terms of even like mine and Lindsay's business, and again, we told you guys we were going to have some changes, these coffee chats, we love pieces of them, but there was some stuff that we weren't loving about the coffee chats. We were finding that these 30-minute chats, a lot of you guys were telling us that 30 minutes was a lot of time for you to dedicate to sit down and watch these. There's a lot of really great information in them, which is wonderful, but finding 30 minutes in your busy lives was tough. So Lindsay and I took that information and thought, okay, well, how can we change that? We also write a blog and an email after every single coffee chat. And again, we asked who's reading the blog and email, and we were getting a lot of feedback that a lot of people weren't reading them. They didn't know about them. People just aren't that committed to reading emails anymore. It's just kind of becoming a little bit outdated because we get 94,000 emails a week. So, you know, we sort through, you know, and if you get one that the subject was really, you know, something that you care about, you might read it. But for a lot of them, they just weren't being read. So instead of just saying, we're done, we're not doing coffee chats anymore, because Lindsay and I do really like them, and some of you are getting really great information from them. So we decided to make a small change to these coffee chats. So Lindsay, what's the small change going to look like?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is as I said, we love doing these things, but we also really like connecting with you guys on a smaller scale as well. So a bigger scale, and this is half an hour, it's time, we know all this. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to break it down a little bit for you. So twice a month, so every other week. So like, we haven't exactly figured, but we're thinking maybe the first and the third Monday of every month, we'll do our coffee chat just like we do every week, where it will be a topic that is really hot in our community, and we'll have that. And Christina and I will come on and we'll do our regular coffee chat, and we'll still do our blog, and we'll still do our email, and we'll get that out to you twice a month. Then we're also going to do some little micro changes. Funny that we were saying that already. Interesting, right? So throughout the week, Christina will go live and she might show you some really exciting things she got in the mail that she uses for, like, you know, those like subscription boxes. I might show you something to do with exercises, or, you know, something to do if you don't have different equipment. Again, we're going to focus on different topics that are very much part of our everyday conversations that we have with people on a regular basis. So we want to be able to get through to you guys a little bit more, but in a small chunk of time. So if you have 10 minutes, you can watch the next video that Christina does on Wednesday or Thursday this week. If you have 10 minutes, you can watch the quick live that I do, you know, and it's just going to give you a little bit more time to learn some things without having to commit to that full 30 minutes, which we know is hard in your everyday world.
And this also gives you guys a huge opportunity to ask us for topics. So if you're looking for some of kind of the ideas that we came up with, is I can review some different like subscription boxes, some different bariatric products that are out there. If you guys have something that you've been looking at, or a certain protein bar or whatever, I can literally grab some of them and try a couple of them and give you kind of my feedback on them. Lindsay can show you guys some different exercise equipment. Like, she can show you how to use bands. Like, bands are something super inexpensive that anybody can use, that you can add to your gym, your home gym, and get really great results with. But how the heck do you even use them? What do you look for when you buy bands? All that kind of stuff. What's in Lindsay's home gym? That Lindsay and Ben, as you guys know, they live in Mexico. They're fairly minimalist. So you see some people's home gyms and they have like all of these like weight benches and these like cable poles and like all of this stuff. Lindsay and Ben do not have any of that. It is very basic. So what's in their home gym and how do they make this work? And I mean, they're both very fit. How does this work? Lindsay can show you shoes. Like, you know, what are you looking for in a shoe? What are you looking for in a sports bra? We've done that one before too, which has been super, super great. But, you know, obviously, if you're going to be working out, you should probably get one. So what are you looking for in one? That there's all kinds of different stuff that we can show you. What's in my fridge? What are my staples? I can do a couple little mini meal preps. There's so many different things that we can do, which will just be little tidbits to help you guys in your journey. So if there's something that you're looking for, if there's a product you want reviewed, if there's fitness, nutrition, mindset, support, any of those kind of questions that you're looking for, let us know. And then we can jump in and do these little, like anywhere between 3 and 10 minutes, depending on what the subject is. And you'll just see them pop up in the group. So they'll all be available for replay, so you don't need to worry. But if you are friends with us on our personal Facebook, it will usually notify you if we go live. So that's something that we will accept you as a friend. You can also then follow along on our stories every day where we post everything that we eat. So there's another helpful thing. But it will also notify you when we go live. So if you want to see that, or just go into the videos every few days and just take a look in the group and see what's in there.
Yeah, it will be a really good kind of, I've said to you, many of our new members who have joined, they're like, where do we start? Where do we start? There's so much information. We've had this group now over a year. We have had our other group, Recipes for Weight Loss Success group, for almost 4 years now.
No, so over 4 years, almost 5.
Oh my gosh. So yes, we know there's a lot of information, and sometimes, like we know, it can be a little overwhelming. So I always say, check with the units. First, there's a welcome video there where Christine and I tell you how to best use this group. And then under videos is highly, highly recommended, because not only are our coffee chats under there, but anytime Christine and I go live, anybody in this group, we've had people like Julie go live, we've had other people go live telling a little bit about their stories, but videos are a really good way and a quick way, as long as they're not these full half-hour ones, to get the information in. So we just want to really make sure that we're getting as much information out to you guys with the amount of time we understand, because it's hard sometimes to sit down. I mean, we were just talking about that. Our business coach that we work with, she does videos quite a lot. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm like, there's like 18 videos. How do I spend 18 hours? Because hers are usually longer. I mean, in that sense.
They're often very long. And
very long.
And I have a really hard time with running a business, having 2 young children and activities, like all of this stuff, that I just find that I have a hard time looking at like videos and catching people live. So if I'm having that hard of a time, I just assume lots of you are in the same boat. So yeah. If that is something that you're struggling with, again, making that small change so that we keep this part that is working for some of you, these coffee chats, and then we kind of move it a little bit different. Now, also, if you are looking for more, in our Your Bariatric Transformation Academy, we also offer on Mondays every single week, we have a live nutrition coaching call. So you can join the live call, and it is actually interactive. So there's feedback given. You can ask nutrition questions. We do some meal prep in there. All kinds of different, anything nutrition based is on the Mondays. And then on Wednesdays, we do the same thing with a mindset call. So we have the mindset calls that are live. And then, of course, for those of you that are wanting more fitness, we have classes every single day that are live interactive fitness classes. Then a lot of our stuff is also recorded, the nutrition calls, the mindset calls, and then we have a whole library of about 60 recorded workouts. So we have so much more information in that program. If you are somebody that's like, well, this is great, and these little coffee chats, I really like them, and I get a lot from them, but I'm looking for more, that we constantly see people that are looking for more. And the Your Bariatric Transformation Academy is kind of the premier program out there for more, that it literally has everything that you could be looking for. It's very interactive. So Lindsay and I are so involved in that program. And I described it to somebody this morning as it's like somebody holding your hand through it, that you're not on your own. Our toolkit is also a great program, but our toolkit is very DIY. Like, here's the information, you take what you want from it, you implement it how you feel. Whereas Your Bariatric Transformation is a lot more hand holding. It's a lot more us really showing you what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we love it. Obviously, we're very biased. We know we have the best community in the entire world, but it is a great one to go. So remember, guys, we've got a blog coming out. We have our email coming out. That will still happen this week as normal. And then moving forward, next week is when we're going to really start changing up that schedule a little bit. But we will keep you updated. We'll kind of let you know, like I said, the first and the third Monday of every month. I think that's what we're going to go with, but we'll put it out there for you. And then the other stuff, just always come back and check in the videos. The more you come into this group and actually come and write and interact. I'm like, activate? No, interact. The more the stuff will actually pop up, so you're not missing things, because we do know Facebook can be a little bit wonky at
We
times.
can also, every time a new video is available, so every time we do a new video, we can pin it to the announcements for a few days, so then it will sit there for a few days, so it's just a little bit easier to find. So if you jump into the group and go to the announcements, you'll always see our most recent coffee chat in the announcements. And now we'll also make sure that whatever recent little mini video is in the announcements as well. So we'll just make sure that the most current thing is pinned up there for you so that you can always jump in and see that. We'll leave it there for a few days, and then it will still be in the videos section, but just not in the pinned announcements anymore.
Yeah, and we're going to ask you guys, we'll put a post up asking you for your ideas on things that you want to see in these little mini lives. Just, again, we always want to work towards what you guys are wondering and asking and doing, and that's where these minis are going to come in.
My very first one that I'm going to do on Thursday, I'm actually going to, I have an order coming of those, the brand is Revive, but it could be any of them, but of those smoothies, the pre-made little smoothie things that you can order. I have an order of those coming on Thursday. It actually has smoothies, smoothie bowls, regular smoothies, and I think there's overnight oats in it as well that I ordered to kind of test out some of them, and I'll let you guys know what I think about them. I'll show you how to make them, how easy they are, and you guys will get to watch me like try them live on the video. So if they taste like crap, you'll totally know. So I'm not very good at lying about that. So I will do that on Thursday for you. And I know I've had lots and lots of questions about them. I ordered one set of them and they were really good. So this time I kind of mixed it up and added a few more things. So I make nothing off of them. We are in no way affiliated with any of these companies. Lindsay and I have no affiliations. So again, if we are reviewing a product for you, it's not that this product is paying us to do it. It's that we're doing it to actually give you guys value of, is this something good? Is this something worthwhile? Is this something you'd want to use? That kind of thing. So just know that we're not those people that are profiting off of any of this and marketing something so somebody's getting rich out there for it.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. Well, guys, have a fantastic Monday. As always, we had a great time hanging with you. Don't forget to take your email on Thursday and the blog on Saturday. And we will talk to you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.